My sister, your own big sister is fake. Ho, read it very loud and clear. Your own big sistership, certificate. You're not welcome. Good morning, and you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Igbotically vlogging from Aba. Also, please, if this is the first time of you seeing my face, please don't forget to subscribe and thumbs up to this video. But if you are my returnee subscribers and you've always been on this channel, please, thank you so much for joining this channel, and thank you for staying by. You guys are the best. So today is actually a reaction video, okay? I want to say my mind, and I hope my mind doesn't offend anybody. I want to react to Nelo Okeke's video on YouTube. So in that her video, the title is Why Her African Dad Allowed Her to Move In With a Man That Has Not Paid Her Bride Price. We all know Nelo Okeke. I mean, who doesn't know Nelo Okeke? Almost everybody if you are a YouTuber and you do not know Nelo Okeke, it's like you don't really know the people that are making it happen on YouTube street. So in this our compound called YouTube, Nelo Okeke her video, she said why her African dad allowed her to move in with a man that has not really paid her bride price. So from my own point of view, in the family where I grew up in, like if you mention my father and you mention my mother, it is a hell no. Like it is a very, very big hell no. Like are you mad? Okay, so you're now a spoiled child that you now want to move in with a man that has not paid your bride price. Hey, in my own father's compound, in my own house, in my house, the house that I was raised in, my father and my mother, if my mother hears it, she won't only slap you. By the time you tell her, she won't only slap you, but she will slap you and leave space for my father to come back and destroy your face for you. But then, let's leave our house and come back. You see, from my own point of view, it all depends on the kind of person you are and the kind of person you are dating. For some, it doesn't work. Moving in with a man that has not paid your bride price is like making yourself look cheap. I am not, please, nobody should say what I did not say. I am saying that normal in our African mentality, moving in with a man that has not paid your bride price is like making yourself look cheap. It's like making yourself look desperate. It's like, for some, it does work. I've seen so many people that have lived with their man for a few years before they actually marry. But seriously, some of them would never really marry you. I've seen so many people in a mass wedding, mostly in some of these churches, you see mass wedding, then you see men that have been married for like 15 years, just come and make so that. But it's more situation, when the men do, when you've lived with them for some years, they'll just go and, maybe when you now get pregnant, they'll just go and tell your family members, please, I am the one that got your daughter pregnant. I will actually come with my own people. So, but mostly it doesn't work for everybody, a bride price, but it depends on the man. Not really the woman, because you can still go there, live with the man, wash his clothes, sweep his house, do all the house chores, be a good woman, industrious and everything, and the man will still not marry you. But it depends solely on the man. If this man knows what he wants and goes for it, this man will definitely keep you or marry you. Yes, that is for Nelo's husband. He knows what he wanted and he went for it. And remember, another thing she mentioned in that her video is that the two families already know themselves. So that means that Nelo Okeke's father didn't make his daughters look cheap. If you watch, his first daughter is happily married in her own house. And now his second daughter is also happily married. His third daughter, I think, because I know about two of Nelo's sisters who are happily married and in their husband's house. So you cannot actually say that this man made his daughter look cheap. But in my own opinion, what I think is that these two families already knew each other. And then it looks like they were already intending for these two people to marry. So when the man heard that she was now going to meet with this man, it wasn't a total stranger to him. It was somebody he knows very well from a reputable family. From a reputable family. So this man actually knows this man. Nelo's father actually knows this man. So that was maybe why he gave his consent. I don't know if you grab my point. So now, that is why I think Nelo's father allowed Nelo to go and visit and live with a man who has not really paid her bride price. And if you can see, this man knows what he wanted and he went for it. So because it wasn't long after she moved in, they got married. So guys, that is the number one battle Now let's come to the second part. Our second daughters. Guys, see, I can relate to this her experience. And I can also relate to the part where she mentioned her sister Njideka, her big sister Njideka, the role that her sister, big sister Njideka played. See, if you're a big sister and your junior sister wants to do that kind of thing and you did not do something similar to what Njideka did, my sister, your own big sister is fake. Oh, read it very loud and clear. Your own big sistership, certificate, you're not worth holding that certificate. Now, let me tell you why. You see, my own elder sister, Emmanuel, yes, blah, 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 yes. Emmanuel is my own elder sister. One mother, one father. Same mother, same father. Now, I could remember my sister, usually for first daughters, when they are being raised, they right from infancy, they are always thought to be homely. Go and carry your sister. Are you not there? Your sister is doing this kind of thing. Is your sister? So they grow up with so much responsibilities. And most times, if the first sister doesn't do well in a household, the rest are likely not to do well. So if the first one does well and ends up well, the other one usually ends up the same way, because she is the one that is setting the background for her other sisters to follow. Now read this. I could remember when I was not married, I wasn't really living with my sister when she had her first daughter, and I was in Michael Okpara University of Agriculture there. So when my sister had her first daughter, she moved. After my mom went to her apartment to take care of her, that Omowa process. And then usually in our own culture, after the mother takes care of the daughter in her husband's house for 3 months, she takes her back to her own house and take care of her. So when my sister was now in our father's house, as Omowa that she came. So because my parents were living in Omahia, they are still living in Omahia, though my father is late. So because they were based in Omahia town, not really our village, because I'm from Omahia. So I kind of went to our house, our family house, and I was living there with them while I went to school because it was still close by. So I could remember on one occasion where I had this guy that I was dating then. So this guy, I actually liked this guy. But the thing is that for some reasons, my sister didn't think that he was okay for me. These guys always have this ratty hairstyle, this earring, this hip hop yo-yo guys. Usually, it always comes with guys that have traveled and then they come back. That was actually the kind of guy I was dating then, too. So when being my sister, I often tell her things. You understand? So and she's this kind of sister that is always understanding. Though she's sometimes blunt too, because my sister will never pay. If I tell her, what do you think about this dress? If she thinks that this dress make me look too slim or made my big head to come out, my sister will tell you bluntly that this henna, I like him. She will not paint it for you. That is her for her, and I really appreciate that. So now, guys, when I told my sister about so that early morning after chatting with the guy, we agreed to meet. So I dressed up. And then I told my sister, was like, where are you going? I told her, I want to go and see a friend. She said, who is this friend? I said, is it all my friend that you know? Babe, chill, I'm going to see a friend. She was like, who is this friend that you're going to see? I said, is it all my friends that you know? Anyway, me, I'm going. Most times I fear my sister than my mom. That my sister that you see there, I fear her most times even than my mom. So I quickly left the house. We are all grown up, so she couldn't have stopped me. Those are sometimes she will lock the door and say, you're not going anywhere. If now anyhow you want it, let us have it, but you're not going anywhere. So that day was one of those days that she would just let you be. So immediately I left, my sister sent me a text message. That text message read, but anyway, I was already in the guy's car. We were not heading for the particular place we intended to go that day. So I was not heading up to the place. So I was in his car when I got this text message. I've been receiving my sister's calls. Her call kept coming. But I ignored them. I totally ignored them. I refused to take that call. Then I got this message beep and I checked. My sister sent me a text message. And what the text message reads is, he who is having dealings with the stupid one will fare badly. My sister. Immediately I read that text message. I told the guy to stop me. He did. I told him sorry. For some certain reasons, we cannot continue this journey. I have an emergency at home and I really need to get back home. I came down, took a taxi, and I went back home. When I got home, she saw me. She knew I didn't continue with that journey. So she was now like, welcome, madam, welcome. I came in. I wasn't really happy with her. But what can I possibly do? The date was over. And to be honest with you, that relationship wouldn't have led to anything. Now, what my sister, see, I can give you several occasions where my sister did this kind of thing. But when my sister met my husband, immediately when my sister met my husband, my sister was totally okay with the relationship. But she still had her boundaries. Now, let me tell you, yes, I met my husband on November 6, 2014. So when we met, we were not really dating as let's just date, and get to know each other. When we saw each other, he was like, babe, listen, I am not here for games. I want a serious relationship. And if that is what you want too, then we could get to know ourselves better. And then if at the time we are okay with it, let's get married. So he made it clear to me. He's not really one of those players, but he kind of knows what he wants. And when a man has already achieved some certain thing in his life, what he now wants is settled and a family. So that was what my husband wanted when we met. So because of that, it wasn't 3 months up in our relationship, we were already engaged. Even before my engagement, he has already, a month in our relationship, my husband was already in our house, in our family house, to meet my parents. A month in our relationship, I was already in his house to meet his mother, his sisters. So you see, this relationship was actually heading to somewhere. Did the initial meeting, so by October, my husband actually has already paid my bride price, but I've not really moved in with him. I was still living with my parents because my dad will not hear fame until he have gone to the altar or whatever you call it and tell the whole world that we are now officially married with a ring on your finger to show that all again. That is the only way my dad would accept that seeing you and a guy. So when my husband, we met October, we met November, sorry, and then by October, he has already paid my dowry and all those things. There is this traditional marriage we wanted to attend. So we attended that relationship, that traditional marriage together. So when we got there, it was in Mbise. During the traditional marriage, some kind of issues arose and then we came back late. So, I came from my sister's place in Aba. I left the house at my sister's place, met my husband at the where we were supposed to meet, and then we went for the traditional marriage. So when we got there, because of one thing or the other, we came back late. So when we got to Osisioma Junction, Aba, it was already 9 o'clock, and my sister was living inside Ngwa Road at that time. So if you know Aba very well, you know that Ngwa Road is not an area where a young girl, fine one like this, will come and travel in the night. So I called my sister and told her. My sister once it was 5 o'clock, my sister was already called. Chizzy, where are you? You're not yet at home. Oh, because I allowed you to go, Chizzy, don't worry, come back. Moreover, I will call daddy. If you make me call daddy and tell daddy that you're not yet back, Chizzy, I didn't have, once it was 5 o'clock, everything they were doing there, I was not part of them. It was just my physical body was there. But my whole spirit and mind was at my sister's place. What she would do, what she would say if I finally come home. So, but surprisingly now, hold up along Osisioma Road, hold up along Expressway. We were at Osisioma by 9 o'clock, not 9 o'clock, by 8 o'clock, I think, by 7 going to 8 o'clock. So I called my sister. At Osisioma Day, my husband was like, let me take you home. Once I get home and plead with your sister, then I'll start coming back. I was like, if you're following me to my sister's place, then you will sleep over at my sister's place. He said, hell no, that he would not. So I now told him, if you will not sleep at my sister's place, then it's of no use taking you will save me and take me to my sister's home. Then me, I'll now lie down there and rest, and you come. No, because my husband is living close to flyover then. So I was like, no, if you will not sleep at my sister's place, then let's go to your own house. He said, if your sister hears this one. I said, yes. Let her, guy, I am not just your girlfriend though. You have done everything you need to do to have me. The only thing that is left now is for me to wear white gown and you wear suit, and then I image with that. That is the only thing, and you have a certificate. But I've got a traditional certificate. You've gotten them. So what's the need? Let's go to your house. My husband was not okay. He said, okay, stay here and call your sister. I called my sister, and she was like, hey, my sister was already fuming. I just wish I knew what I knew. I would have wanted to capture her face. Let's see what it looked like. My sister was fuming, You think my V is even her V? It's not my V again. Is it your own V? Sorry, Emmanuel, if you're watching this video, please don't come and say I said anything. No. I'm just talking on YouTube because I heard you. So then, when I called my sister was, Chizzy, do you know what the time is now? Do you know what the time is now? Are you not yet at home? Chizzy, I got my attacking. I will not blame you because you feel like I'm not doing. Oh, you're now a grown up, You've now grown up, so you now, Chizzy, do you know that if this thing is something you are supposed to keep till. Guys, if you see the way my sister was shouting, I quickly ended the call. She called, I did not pick. My husband was like, hey, you see what I'm saying? Don't worry, let me take you home. I said, no, I am not going anywhere. We are going, in short, do you know what? Don't take me home. Take me to your house. I am going to your house. My husband did not accept. My husband, like, he kept insisting, let him take me. I said, okay. So the thing there is very clear now. You don't want me to come to your house. You don't want me sleeping over at your house, okay? No problem. I'll go and look for a hotel, a comfortable one at that, and I'll sleep there. At least my sister will be satisfied that I did not sleep in your house. And then you'll be satisfied that I did not sleep in your house. So I've done what both of you want, but please, let me have my peace. I left. And inside me, I was just going to the hotel. But my husband stopped me and was like, are you okay with this? I said, I am okay. It's not her life. She's married. Why can't she just, am I a small girl? Why is it that this my sister is always policing me everywhere? And then, guys, me and my husband, we left to his place. Do you know that night, last, because he has already paid my dowry, if we were to do something, we would have done it. But because of the pressure that my sister has already put in us, we we slept as if God was in that room watching us. after we had our dinner, late dinner, and then the lights was on too. So he was like, okay, you sleep in the room, and me, I'll sleep in some other place. I was like, you're not sleeping in the same place. He said, no, don't worry, I'll sleep in the parlor, I'll sleep somewhere else. I don't understand though. Am I Spanish? I'm your wife. He said he knows, but don't worry. This is October, and our wedding is November 28th, so it was barely 1 month remaining because we've already fixed our date for the wedding. We've already fixed the date for our wedding. So that you understand what my sister was still doing. No? We fixed the date of our wedding. We've bought literally everything. The only thing that was left to be in that house is my wedding gown, which usually come that week of the wedding. So that night, nothing happened. If something would have happened, if not for my sister, but then nothing happened. So, and then because my husband already knew that I'll be his wife, he did nothing. When I got the next morning, my husband had to take me out, buy a few things for me, and say, take it home, give your sister. My husband called my sister and was like, no, listen, it was late. He just explained things to her. And then when I got home, my sister didn't even say anything. I just entered inside the house. What I did immediately was look for if there are dirty clothes, dirty dishes. I did the dishes, swept the house, did some certain things to brighten her up. And then at a point, she was like, even she didn't say anything. I was the one that went to her, was like, Nini, see, this one has, she said, is okay. She's okay. And when my sister is like that, she has so many things in her mind, but she feels, if I say it now, of what you use, it is it. Besides, you've done what you wanted to do. So you see, what Auntie Njideka did is what any auntie that lost her junior sister would have done. So, but then to cut this whole long story short, what worked for Mr. A may not really work for Mr. B. It all depends on the man. Nelo Keke's husband already knew within himself that he would make this woman his wife. So that was why he allowed it. And if you check very well, it wasn't long. They got married. So I am super happy for her. You understand? I am super happy for her. And Nelo herself is not stupid. She knows very well. You see, if you're in a relationship, you should know when a man really, really loves you. At least there are some certain things you and this man will be saying that you may not tell your sister. So Nelo must have already known that this man will soon put a ring in her finger. And so she kind of ignored her sister and went to this man's house. That is what I think. So Nelo already knew that something good will come out. And if you listen to that video very well, she said that she's so happy that day that she actually took that movement, though she missed her flight, but she later continued that journey because that journey was the beginning of a happy story in her life. So you see, Nelo must have been obeying her sister Njideka's laws other times, but this one time she disobeyed. Maybe because she already knew that this guy truly loved her, because this guy made her feel special, and she already knew within herself too that she loves this man. So guys, what I want to say is that one, Nelo's father did not break any law. I know that biblically you should not live with a man that has not paid you a bride price. If you people are doing anything, then you people are fornicating. But then, we are not here to judge anybody. Last, the beautiful thing is that they actually did what? Get married. So guys, that is my own viewpoint on the whole saga. And please, if this is the first time of you seeing this girl, please don't forget to subscribe and thumbs up to this video. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that anytime I drop any video in this channel, you'll be able to watch it firsthand and be among the first people that watch it. I love you guys, and that is it for today. Bye. See you next time, guys.